Hi, friends. I got a request recently to do a walkthrough of the Sparrow's Nest property that I fixed up and turned into a dude ranch once I had it finished. And I just finished that today, so I thought I would go ahead and take you through to see what I've done here. We'll start with the main building. This is the Sparrow's Nest, which is the same property that was the job where the lady wants to make a horseback riding school. Oops, I see I've got the door cuts into that chair a little bit. I didn't notice that before. So you come in here into the main lobby. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of a lag right now. I hope it's not too bad. But the main lobby, we have a nice little seating area around the fire. And on either side of the fire, we have books, games, things like that guests might like to use. The lobby also includes, rocking chairs and some comfortable upholstered leather chairs. We've got some games on some of the tables so that, people can relax in here and just enjoy spending time with the other guests and having fun as they are having their country getaway. This over here is the little office where guests can come and check in. So, we have the room keys hanging here, the laptop that I do my work on, and a little waiting area where guests can sit and wait. We have some pictures from the farm. And then the guest rooms are back this way. You can get to them from the doors on either side of the fire. So these hallways connect here and go down the middle of the building to the guest rooms. Over here we have the green room with a iron bedstead and a green quilt on the bed, a horse picture up on the wall, some stained glass lamps over there, rocking chairs and little throws to cover up while rocking, some braided rugs on the floor. We've got a TV on the wall there. Two of the guest rooms have TVs and the others do not. We've got the little coffee service here and a door to the outside. Each of the rooms has a door to the outside as well as their own private bathroom. The bathrooms are all different shapes depending on what I could fit in between the guest rooms. So this one has a combination tub shower, and then back this way, if we close the door again, you'll see the sink area over there. And then when we go back out this way, we've got the wardrobe over here. Plenty of room so that if they're staying here for a week or two, they will, have plenty of room for their clothes. And then when we go across the hall here, we have the blue guest room. This one does not have a TV. I forgot about TVs until after I had put some things in that prevented TVs from fitting across from the bed. And so I decided that the rooms that don't have TVs would be for those people who want to have just a very, quiet time away from electronics. But they do have a desk in this room and an armchair. They have pictures of sunflowers on the wall, which is one of the things that's growing outside as well. And then this bathroom is done in blue to kind of go along with the blue in the bedroom. Like I said, you can see that it's a different shape, but it has a walk-in shower and then a separate bathtub. And then I've also put some horseshoes above the doorways for good luck in the guest rooms. Although I'm not sure if I remembered to get those in all the guest rooms, but I tried to remember them. You might notice if there's some that don't have that. You can see if you can catch me on that. Close this. And as we walk a little further down the hallway, over here is another iron bedstead. This room is done in pink and gray. So we have a pink hand-knit comforter on this bed, and a picture of a horse on the wall. This is another of the rooms with a TV, and this one has a couple of rocking chairs in a different style, with a table between them. And then again, the little coffee area over there. And this room, we had a little bit of extra room. So instead of just a basic wardrobe, we actually have a full walk-in closet in here. All the rooms have these nice plank floors. And then here we have, again, a bathtub and a shower that are separate. The sink over there. And then next to the toilet, we've got a little rack that not only has the toilet paper there, but also, some magazines or newspapers. So they have some reading material handy. Oops. And then finally over here is the teal and gray room. A nice teal and gray plaid quilt on this bed. A couple of lanterns with candles instead of lamps in here. And we have a picture of cows up on the wall. A couple of rocking chairs with throws. The wardrobe there, the door to the outside, the coffee machine. Most of these rooms have pretty much the same amenities for the most part. And then here we have, again, a walk-in shower back there, the clawfoot tub, sink, and toilet. And the final guest room was a large room that could not be divided into individual rooms because it had a very tall ceiling, and so you could not put walls up and make separate rooms. So I decided that this would be a bridal suite. So it's a very big, luxurious room. We have the canopy bed in pink and white, vases of roses all over the room. We have candelabra, have a nice painting of a little cottage out in the country, have some sconces on the wall. Let me turn those on. See, very fancy. But when they're off, the room can be lit by firelight and candlelight. We've got this nice little cozy seating area in front of the fire. The wardrobe is over there on the other side of that seating area. We have a second seating area over here with a love seat, a big chair, and then a little a reclining lounge. We've got curtains on the window there so that that can be closed to have privacy in here. But I tried to make sure that we had lots of windows for light in the room, but also privacy. There are no curtains that can go over the big door, so I fenced off a little area, a little yard area for this suite. So they have, a little table and chairs out here so they can have their, breakfast out in the garden if they want to. Tried to, get as many plants back in here as I could so it felt like a garden more than just a patio. We have some colorful pink lights for at night if they want to sit out here and have some light. And we have, over here, we also have some more, roses and some candles. Over here, we have another table and chairs inside the room so they can, get room service and eat in their room if they want to. Over here, we have a nice vanity, and it has a ring light above it, so there's good lighting as the bride fixes her face and so that she can look her best. And then here we have the bathroom that I actually built on because since I couldn't divide the room up, I had to actually build onto the outside to make the bathroom. We have the little toilet stall. I put doors on there so that if they're both needing to use this room at the same time but want to have a little extra privacy to use the toilet, then they can, have that. We also have the shower in here. I'm noticing that we've got some grass has managed to creep in to the shower. I hadn't noticed that previously. I don't know if that's new or not. And again, we've got a nice clawfoot tub. Tried to get some plants in here. We've got the towels and little flowers up there to decorate the room. And that's it for the guest rooms. Now we will walk back down to the other end of the building to see the rest of the public rooms. So if we go back out through this lobby area, well, right here we have another restroom because all of the other restrooms are specifically for guest rooms, and so this is more of a public restroom, which is why we have the air dryer for hands in here so that there's not multiple people using the same dirty towel. The guest rooms had towels in their bathrooms because, they would get changed out after different customers, different guests. But in this area, we want to have something that can be a little more sanitary for multiple people. Let's see. Oh, over here we have a Country Living magazine. So that, if people want to read up read a little bit about the country as they're enjoying getting to find out, try horseback riding and some other activities in the country. They can read up a little bit about country living. Here we have our nice long table. So when they serve meals, it's done family style at these long tables. And they also display their whiteware collection of dishes in these cabinets here. Have 2 cabinets to hold their collection. And there's dishes down below as well. Although not in the drawers, because I found that the drawers will not allow you to put things in them. I was going to try and put some things in those, but unfortunately it wouldn't allow it. But here is the big kitchen for cooking all the meals for all these guests. Over on this side, we have a little coffee bar with some mugs, the coffee machine, the canisters of coffee, tea, sugar, and cookies to go with the coffee. Have a couple of big refrigerators. They've got some fresh herbs here for the cooks to use. Got 2 sinks. We did, 2 of all the appliances so that they will be able to cook large meals. And then we have a microwave over here too, although that's not the main thing that they use in the kitchen, but it's, for occasionally they want to heat up something in the microwave. And then over here, we have a little area where if guests would like, to just get themselves something for breakfast in the morning or a little snack or something, we've got cereals, granola bars, oatmeal, bread in the bread box, a toaster, all these things of freshly made jam that is made here on the farm. We have, some glasses and plates and things so they can get themselves little snacks. And then here we have the dishwashers underneath as well. And then we have this island here where the one side is a workspace and it holds, some pots and pans and various different kitchen equipment. And then the other side, that was quite interesting. I don't know if it showed up on the video, but the kitchen went blank for a minute there and then came back. But we have these nice leather-covered bar stools here where people can sit in the kitchen and visit with the people that are working in there. And that's all kind of hidden back behind the office. We've got this little doorway into the kitchen as well as the larger area into the kitchen from the dining room. And then we will go back out the front door here to see some of the animals that we have. And we've got, the flowers planted along the front here too, so that, it greets people when they arrive. Have some porch swings hanging that people can enjoy. Now, the animals all have homes on this farm, but they don't always stay in their homes. I think this may be a bit of a bug that will be worked out later. This is something I need to collect. Because right now the animals sometimes seem to go right through fences and things, and sometimes I will notice them standing half on one side of a wall and half on the other side. So I've started leaving things open for the animals to go in and out because I don't want to get them stuck on the outside where they can't get to their food. Here we have this. I can show you some of the animals that I think we can interact. Here we have a sheep that is ready for shearing. So if I click that, then you can see the sheep all of a sudden is less fluffy. And then I've got a pile of wool over here that I can collect. And I can do the same with the alpaca. They are also being raised for their coats. And I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like I can do that with this alpaca. Sometimes they get stuck in or around their food dishes, and then it can be a little bit problematic. And this is one thing that they do also, is they poop and you have to clean it up. There's two ways. You can either click on it to dispose, or you can use the hose if you're outside, or broom mop if you're inside. And now we will feed the alpacas while we're over here. This is the alpaca enclosure. The sheep just came in here because he felt like it, but it's not actually where the sheep belong. But I'm trying to make sure everybody's got food and water. All the animals here have both indoor and outdoor options, because I want to make sure that they are able to get enough fresh air and exercise, but also get out of the elements if they, if it is rainy or cold out and they are not up to that, then I want them to be able to get away and be cozy inside. Now, on this side of the door here takes us over to the area for our pigs. And they have been pretty good about staying in their area. I think partly because it's a door there through a building instead of just a fence. And so they seem to not go through that quite as much. I'll get the food in here for them, and then we will open the doors and go out and see the pigs. And none of the animals here are raised for meat. They are all raised either for the fiber, of their coats, or for their milk, or in the case of pigs, they go and search for truffles. And sometimes they get them, but not always. So I'm not sure if they will do that for us this time. I'll see if they will do that. But in the meantime, sometimes takes a little while, so I'll take care of their food and water while we're waiting. I don't know why so many of the animals seem to stand in or on their or over their food and water dishes, but they seem to do that a lot, as well as standing in and through fences and walls. Again, I think, some of these, because this is, just so recently released, I think they probably are still just working out some of the bugs in the system. Make sure everything is pathing the way that it should be. Okay, and I will leave that open for them, but I will close this door behind us once we go through here. Here's our rooster wandering around. I'm going to leave this gate open since the alpaca is outside right now. I want him to be able to get back into the yard. And then this barn here is for the cows and the sheep and goats. I originally had it, I was dividing it with a fence across to keep the cows on one side and the sheep and goats on the other side. But I was having some issues with getting the fence to work properly in this building. I could get it to go in certain places, but not others. I wasn't able to get it to go all the way across, so I decided that I would just let the sheep and goats and cows all intermingle for the moment at least. Here's another fluffy sheep ready to be sheared. Okay. And this goat should be ready to be milked. Yes. And so pick up that from shearing the sheep, and there should be there's the bucket of milk. Sometimes I don't know exactly where the things will end up. And this is the food for the sheep and goats. The cow's food goes in the large things, and the sheep and goats, they eat the same food. And theirs goes over on this side. And the water, I think any of them should be able to use because they all use the same kind of water containers. Okay. Let's see, I sheared that, but I'm not sure where it went. Sometimes it'll, oh yeah, it went under the straw. That's one thing I've noticed is sometimes the things will hide. And we'll empty this bowl and fill it with some fresh water. I want to make sure that my animals are well taken care of and that they always have plenty of food and fresh water. Oops. Getting a little lag there again. Sometimes they will have you empty the bowl and then fill it, and sometimes you just fill it. I'm not sure if that's random or if it's just every couple of times they have you empty and refill it. I'm not entirely sure about that. Let's see. Okay, this one I think has already been sheared, right? Oh, no, it hasn't. Okay. Now, oh, here, I will give this goat a treat while we're here. There. That's another thing you can do with the animals is you can pet them, you can give them treats. Would you like a treat, sheep? And the different animals get different things as their treats. The sheep often have pumpkin for their treats. The goats have tomatoes for their treats. Oh yes, it won't. You have to have a certain amount of room in order to be able to do the interactions with the animals. Okay, milk you, and then you can have a treat too. Everybody wants to come get a treat, it looks like. And there's the bucket. One more sheep to shear. Some of the animals I can tell apart, but the sheep all look pretty much identical. And so it sometimes takes going and trying all the different sheep multiple times before I can be sure if I've actually taken care of them all. And this is the cows' outdoor area on this side. Let's see, I'll see if I can milk the cow from over here. I'm not... Okay, did that let me? Or maybe the cow's going to come in here to be milked? I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't see a bucket of milk, so I'm thinking that it needed to be over here for me to milk. Let's give this a try. Oh, I guess it did milk. Okay, here, you can have a treat now. Oh, I may be in the wrong position to be able to do that. Okay, yeah, there, now it'll take the treat. And as you can see, when I'm feeding one of the animals a treat, you'll see a thing come up and it will show, you know, like -1 of something from the pantry. The pantry is where we have all the foods that the animals can have as their treats. And we can raise those foods in our garden here. Oh yeah, I still have to find where the milk ended up. Oh, let's try this cow too. As you can see with this cow, that's what I was talking about how sometimes the animals seem to, you know, stick their head right through a wall. So it looks a little strange, but they seem to be fine. Okay, and then we can make our way over to the chicken coop. It's all enclosed in these mesh walls so that the chickens don't get into the garden and damage the crops. Oops, except this chicken wants to get out right now. Well, that is the first time I've had a chicken escape from here. I'll just open that back up and hopefully the chicken will come back in. Usually they are pretty good about staying in here like they're supposed to. And they do like their food and water, so it will be more likely to come back just so that it can come and have some of the food and water. And then I've got another thing of water in the chicken coop as well. And I'm going to go ahead and open that all up, and then we can collect the eggs. Empty the bowl and fill it with fresh water. I may end up with another egg here pretty soon. Now you can see on the little mini map that it is showing where there are various areas that need to be cleaned up. So I'm going to try and find those. Sometimes they're easy to spot on the main map, and sometimes they are a little bit difficult to see. But if I can't find the exact spot, oh, there, I found the spot for this one, but if I can't find the exact spot to click on it to dispose of it, I can usually aim the hose in the general direction and clean it up that way. This I'm going to clean up from this side of the fence because I think it'll be easier to get to it. As you can see, when you spray it with the hose, it makes an even bigger mess at first, but then it does clean it up. It just takes a few minutes. And we've got more milk to collect. I'm just checking if there was any more cleaning that I needed to do here. I think there might have been. Yes, we need to clean the dirt here, and that is done with the pitchfork. So that's cleaned up. And then this part that's not in the hay, well, usually they can be cleaned either with the mop or with the hose outside, but occasionally I have found certain ones that don't seem to work that way, and then if I click on them, I'm able to clean it. So I was able to get that one cleaned up. Okay, I think the other thing I saw must have been, oh, it's out this way. Yeah, I think right here by the goat's feet. Okay. So the only other animals that we haven't looked at yet are the horses, and they are behind the building because we have a big pasture area back there with some jumps and things. We also have our garden here, and so as we are going past, I will go ahead and harvest the crops that are ready. I have maxed out my skill points for farming, so it is allowing me to harvest multiple things at one time. So instead of having to click on each of the vegetables that I want to harvest, it will harvest whole groups of things at once. It started off where I had to click more frequently to harvest things, but then doing that earned those farming points so that I'm able to do it more quickly now. So the crops that we are raising here are tomatoes and corn and pumpkins and sunflower seeds and carrots, and they have potatoes also, but I didn't plant any potatoes this time because I was focusing on planting things that I could feed to my animals as treats, and the potatoes I haven't found a use for yet. None of the animals in particular seem to be eating the potatoes, so fill the water for the horses out here. And the horse barn has room for 5 horses. I only have 2 currently. I am planning to get some more, but I had 2 horses that I had gotten when I had my last build, and so I haven't gotten around to getting any more. For some reason this evening, it is not allowing me to click on the horses. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know if they are currently doing something with the horses that's making it to where they can't be used right now. Normally, you can actually ride the horses. So you can click on the horses and give them a treat. You can pet them, and you can ride them. Those are the options for the horses. But today, they're not even lighting up to allow you to do anything. But I still want to make sure that they are fed and watered. And the horses have these food troughs that are a little fancier than the other ones. They have different compartments for different things. And they have a section for water in the food trough, but it's pretty tiny, so I generally put some additional water in with them because I just want to make sure that they don't run short. With this particular horse, the way he is sticking through that wall, I do not know which stall he is considered to be in. So I am making sure that I fill the containers in both stalls so that whichever one he is in, he's able to get to his food and water. And these have the double doors so that on a nice day, if they want to keep the horses inside, but they would like them to be able to get some fresh air and stuff, they can open just the top half of the door, and the horses can stick their heads out and call to each other and stuff. And then other times they can be completely opened to let the horses move about freely, or they can be closed to keep the horses inside when the weather is bad. Okay. Open this up. Put some more water outside as well. But I won't bother putting food and water in those last two stalls for now, since we don't have that many horses at the moment. As you can see, I've got a loft up here with hay. Unfortunately, I couldn't do an actual loft that, just has a big opening where you can drop the hay down. So we have to carry it up and down stairs, but I don't know of any way to build a 2-story building that does not have a ceiling over the first floor. Now, we have another gate down at this end. I'm going to go out this way to show you the last little bit of stuff. Oh, I didn't think about that the doors open more than one direction. Let's see if I can close these without... Oops. Try that again. There, yeah. Okay, so... Oops. There we go. Over here we have a hot tub. And then on this side we've got a small swimming pool and some lounge chairs. got a nice barbecue grill there so they can do cookouts. Have lots of rocking chairs to sit here and, look out at the horses and just the beauty of the countryside. And then there's also the porch swings. And so that's the complete walkthrough. Oh yeah, we have a bird feeder and bird bath there also, and we're keeping bees down here so that they can help pollinate our crops. And that's it. That is our little dude ranch. I hope you enjoyed this tour, and thank you for coming. And I will see you again another time. I have just started streaming on Twitch as MSRSK624TV on twitch.com. And I am also going to be sometimes putting videos on YouTube. So I would love it if you want to follow me on either of those places. Or come and visit again sometime when I'm streaming. Thank you very much. Goodbye.